Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Don channel. We're here off of Lone Mountain Road, just east, actually right here in front of Lone Mountain Regional Park, just east of the 215 Beltway. Lone Mountain Rural Preservation Neighborhood, it says here. Okay. But a lot of empty lots still all over the place. Even though they're building out in Summerlin on the other side of the Beltway, the west side of the Beltway, like crazy. But we're gonna go eastbound here on Lone Mountain, show you the area here as we pass Grand Canyon Drive. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, VegasDon4747, or Facebook, Vegas Don, 2 words, TP Lane. TP Lane. This is about to bring us up here to Fort Apache, another major north-south artery here in town. Here in northwestern Las Vegas, home for sale, it says there. On the left with a phone number. Spanish Springs. That's interesting. There's a Spanish Spring. It's a huge development out. It's not just a one little neighborhood like that. It's a huge development out. See all the brand new homes over here, and then look on this side of the street. Definitely an older part of town. Huge Spanish Springs out there north of Reno. It's part of the Reno Metroplex out there, but definitely a very upscale area out there. Whereas down here, it's kind of like the Pepper Mill, right? If you're familiar with Reno, they have the huge mega resort Pepper Mill down there on the south end of town, on Virginia Street, up there in Reno. And down here, the Pepper Mill is just a little tiny, like, casino. Up there, it's a hotel, resort, all sorts of different amenities. We pass Riley Street and approach Durango Drive. With the setting sun behind us. Lots of cars driving around his town with no tags on them. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Rio Largo Estates, it says there. Los Estados Avenue. I am not a native Spanish speaker. I've had folks ask me that in the comments. No, I'm not a native speaker of Spanish. However, I had a very tough Spanish instructor in college. And it wasn't enough just to remember the words. She was like really on us about getting the pronunciations. So, and that's actually helped me in some cases, because I'll tell you, this is Cimarron we're crossing now. Usually that's a traffic light in a lot of other streets. So for instance, Valentine's Day, I went out to, when I was doing one of my drives, to look for flowers for my wife, and I found some roadside vendors, and I went up to them and I said in English to them how much, and they're like, oh, $65. Okay. And it was only like a dozen roses. And I'm like, thank you, I'll see you later. This is Buffalo Drive right here. It's funny, this is just a 4-way stop here and not a traffic light. Wait for this guy to go. This is a pretty efficient little roadway here on Lone Mountain. And then I went to another roadside vendor right down the street, and I went up to them and I said, "Cuánto es?" which means how much is it? And they told me like 25. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was the same exact thing, because, you know, they're all out there selling the same stuff. They get it from the same supplier or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, really? So yeah, they heard me speak English, and they, I guess, thought that they were going to charge me more for it. It was the same exact product, $40 cheaper because I used Spanish. So I guess in that regard, learning it really helped me. This is Tenaya Way here. It parallels the US 95, which is right here in front of us. US Highway 95. They want to build it as a complete interstate in between Canada and Mexico. However, it is missing significant portions of roadway that would be up to interstate highway standards. So we pass by Santa Fe Station over here off to our left. One of the station casinos that did not get totally demolished. It has the movie theater in there, obviously the casino, and hotel. That brings us over here to Rainbow Boulevard, which parallels US 95 here on the east side, on its east side. That's going to bring us up here to Rancho Drive. Oh, these are the guys on the bikes that we saw earlier. In an earlier video, I should say. Mobil gas station right there is $3.39 a gallon. He's playing music, so I'm going to pause it for a sec. Sounds like the motorcycle is playing Tupac there. As we cross Rancho Drive / US Business Route 95 here. It's really the original US 95. As it makes its way from here from Vegas all the way up 450 miles away out to Reno, the second largest populated area here in the town. Up there in Reno, in the Reno Sparks area. 30 miles from Lake Tahoe, so that's pretty cool. And if you've never been to Lake Tahoe, highly recommend it. The best, if you're going to fly into like San Fran, the best thing I could do is to say fly into San Fran and just drive the 3.5-4 hours up to Reno and Lake Tahoe. I lived in Reno for 3 years, and I escaped. It's a very different town up there. Very different town. And I'll say this, it made a lot of sense to me after I left up there. The whole Reno 911 television show made a whole lot more sense to me after living there for 3 years. You have a 7-Eleven over here on the left. Shout out to 7-Eleven, man. $3.32 a gallon. That's a good deal for regular unleaded. We've seen the Chevrons around town up around the $4.15 range per gallon. But they've got 2 little gas pumps there. $3.32, that's a pretty good deal. Probably hoping that you'll come in and spend money on other things. Tails Pets Resort, boarding and daycare there, okay. That's different. Leon Avenue, we're about to cross here. Leon, I think of Leon Lett in that 93 Thanksgiving Day game between the Dolphins, my Miami Dolphins, and the Dallas Cowboys. Leon Lett. He made a mistake, which pretty much handed the Dolphins the game at that point. Los Prados Golf Community and Country Club over there on the left. No fishing, no trespassing, private property. I don't know that I'd want to eat anything that you're. If you can catch something out here, I wouldn't want to eat it. The water here is just not. I don't drink the water. I get bottled water from the store all the time. And if you look at your pool, if you have a pool out here, you can see the buildup. It's calcium, magnesium, I think, and iron. Shout out to 7-Eleven, man, for helping me out with that. Iron. Yes, I'll have some calcium with a side of metal. If you drink the local tap water here, does that make you Iron Man? Sorry. American Freight Appliance Furniture Mattresses over here on the left, but I don't see, it looks like they're closed. I don't see anything going on over there. This is Decatur, another major north-south artery here in Las Vegas. Decatur Desert Plaza. It looks like they're going to build out there on the left at this intersection at Lone Mountain and Decatur. $4.05 a gallon at the Shell. Stark contrast to the $3.32 we just saw a moment ago. If you like drone videos, check out Vids from Mike, V-I-D-S-F-R-O-M-M-I-K-E. Does some awesome sunrise and sunset drone videos to include plane spotting and the elusive and mysterious Janet Airlines. If you're unfamiliar with Janet Airlines, feel free to do a quick Google search. Prepare to be wowed and amazed as we cross Marco Polo Street. Boy, they sure come up with them here in this town. Growing up, I was used to a city with a lot of numbered streets. And here, the numbers pretty much disappear after around 30-ish in and around downtown Las Vegas. And just after that, you have to know where you're going. And like we've featured in other videos here on the channel, they don't do a whole lot in the way of helping with signs and things like that here. This is, what is this? Valley Drive right here. Valley Drive in Lone Mountain. Again, I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. It really helps recommend us to other viewers, and it absolutely helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm. The almighty algorithm is what really carries the weight of your voice to other folks. So please help us out there. And I'm going to wait here for a second and see. I wanted to see if this was, because I thought they were putting in something over here, but it does not appear to be the case. Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you so very, very much for joining. Could not do this without you. So I really appreciate each and every single one of you. And we will see you next time here on the Vegas Don channel, where it is the journey. And what happens in Vegas stays here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. We'll see you, folks.